Hey everybody, how's it going? So, today, in the news, we got Kamala Harris. She's now the vice president nominee pick that Joe Biden for his campaign. So if Biden wins, she becomes vice president. Bad choice, Joe. Really, really bad choice. So these are things that the news media, they're going to bring up over the next couple months, I'm pretty sure, if they already haven't, especially the Republicans. So I'm just going to bring it up now, stuff that I already know. And the reason I say is I'm from California. She's a senator here in California, so I already know. And to start off, she's not very well liked here. And she knowingly is not going to get reelected. That's how well not she is liked in the state. Democrats are on this one. Okay, first things first. Before she got into politics, she had an affair. And she was sleeping around. She was working on the campaign for the mayor of San Francisco. And before he was elected, and before he took office, they ended the relationship because it came out in public. Now, she was, I don't know if she was actually an intern or she was employed by him during the campaign when this affair was happening. The issue was the guy that was elected mayor was married. And they ended the relationship. And it was okay. That guy served his term as mayor and everything, and everybody overlooked it. Fast forward to a year ago, California Senate, one of the senators here in California, when she was campaigning, she had an affair with one of her employees or interns. She was forced to resign. Because here in California, you don't do that kind of stuff. So my question is what's the difference between 20 years? It was okay for Kamala Harris to do what she did. Same situation. It's okay for her to do what she did in the 90s, 95. And Katie Hill, Representative Katie Hill, when she did it in 2015, it wasn't okay. And when it came to light, it was 2019, and that's when she was forced to resign. And it just so happens the district she represents is the one that I live in, too, to top it off. She lives probably about 30 minutes down the road from where I'm at. So I have issues with this because it's okay for Kamala Harris to do it, but it's not okay for Katie Hill to do it. Same thing. Different time frame, different people, but the same exact thing happened. Come on, people. There's been a talk that it was in the news that she was the first African American female to be nominated in a presidential campaign. Barack Obama, he was the first African American male, but she's the first African American female. They got news for everybody. She's not African American. Her dad was born in Jamaica, and her mom was born in India. She's a second generation. Now, anybody who knows the history of Jamaica, there was a lot of slave trade, and she's got that in her family background of about 500 years ago. That's another issue. To say that she's an African American when technically she's not. She's got it in her blood, but so does 75% of the people in the United States. Even if your skin color is white in color. I'll get to that some other time. Explain that one. She's not. She's an American. She was born in Oakland. All right? Just have to squash that one. Another thing for everybody, she smokes pot. She admits it. I mean, literally, she admits, I smoke pot. I smoke weed. So, she gets elected, Biden wins, and she's vice president. Our vice president's going to be smoking pot in the vice president's mansion because that's what she does. And she admits it wholeheartedly. The news isn't going to advertise this nationally, but here, being a local here in California, we already know this kind of stuff. Okay? She's a bad pick. And, if Joe's trying to lose, this is one step in that direction. So, moving on. Chief Carmen Best, Seattle Police Department. She's retiring. After all the stuff that's happened, her pay getting cut, she's retiring. She's like, see ya, I'm out of here. I truly feel the city council was targeting her directly. And she, in my opinion, she's actually getting the last laugh at them. She's last laugh. The reason is because she's retiring. And anybody from Washington State that's a public employee, there's the left retirement system, there's the PERS retirement system, the tiers, and the judges retirement system. And Carmen Best is part of the left, which is law enforcement and firefighters retirement system. And basically how it works out is after 20 years of service and at the age of 53, when you retire, you get 100% of your benefits of the last year that you worked, full year. Well, 2019 was the last full year that Carmen Best worked. So her retirement is going to be based on what she made last year, her monthly income. And that's what she's going to get every month for the rest of her life until she dies. Now, if she was to stay on with SPD and take that pay cut and then retire, it'll be what she's making then, which was less than what she made last year. So she's kind of getting the last laugh by retiring like she is, because she's actually going to be making more money in her retirement. And guess who has to pay for it? The citizens of Seattle. So those of you from Seattle that are, especially those that were all for the budget cuts and everything, Carmen Best just shafted everybody really good. And the city ain't going to be saving the money that they think they're going to be saving. They're not. It's too late because she's already filled out of retirement. Moving a little over to the city council part, I actually made a post on my Facebook thing because I was watching the press conference that the city council had, and I knew the vote was going to go the way it was going to go. I knew that was going to happen. It was inevitable. They're going to cut the budget in the police department because that's, they're just trying to make things look good. And when they opened it up for public comment, and this goes along the lines where the yellow journalism that I've talked and stuff and everything. And for those of you who are watching it, I noticed this. Anybody who called that was for the defunding, their comments were heard. to the general public. As soon as somebody got on and they were talking opposed of it, there was an advertisement or news break automatically on the television. Automatically. And when they got done talking, it went right back to the press conference. So anybody sitting at home watching TV, listening to the radio, whatever was going on, if anybody was against the defunding, they were censored out to the general public. So all the general public heard was everybody was for defunding. I noticed it after about the fifth comment of somebody when they start talking saying I'm against defunding, and then all of a sudden we got a commercial. I'm sitting there thinking, why is this just happening? So a little upset with that. LA County Sheriff, they made a big old boo-boo. The city of Santa Clarita, which for those of you not in California, when you're traveling down the Interstate 5 where Magic Mountain is just north of LA, that city there, that's the city of Santa Clarita. So these kids, teenagers, like high school age, they're black. They're sitting at the bus stop because they're going to the local skate park, which there's a really big skate park in the city there for the kids. And it's like all the kids hang out there, and it's nothing bad or anything. It's all good. Everybody has a fun time. There's no crime there or nothing. It's actually a pretty good place. And they're sitting at the bus stop, and this homeless guy comes up with a knife and starts threatening to kill him. Well, these boys, they got skateboards, and they got this guy with a weapon trying to kill him. So they use their skateboards to protect themselves from this guy, because this guy was attacking them. Self-defense. All right? Well, one of the other boys that was standing back, because there was more of them than this one guy, whips out his cell phone and calls 911. Explains to the dispatcher what's going on and where they're at, and requested for help. Well, the neighborhood that they were living in, the bus stop was right there, and one of the mothers saw what was happening, and she called 911 also, and went running up to see what was going on. So this is what happens when the Los Angeles County Sheriff shows up. And it's all on video. They show up, they whip out their AR-15s, they throw these boys down on the ground, pistol whipping them, handcuffing them, dragging them, throwing them into the patrol cars, and let the homeless guy that initially came up attacking with the knife walk away, and arrested the boys. All white officers. With the entire time that everybody's saying the boys were protecting themselves, one of the boys, when he was being pistol whipped, was saying, I'm the one who called 911 and asked for help. The mother who was videotaping says, I'm also called 911. And the county sheriffs said, shut up, that's not what we heard. These kids are black, they're the ones that are in trouble. Boo-boo, big one. Yeah. See how they're going to clean this one up. So anyway, moving on. In the final little segment, the city of San Diego, Antifa decided they wanted to do like what they've done to Seattle and Portland and tried a few other cities here and there. And the citizens of San Diego, backed by San Diego PD, literally walked them out of the city, right to the city limits, with them all saying, not in this town. Take it someplace else. You're not welcome here. So, good for you, San Diego, for standing up against that scum. So, anyway, have a good one, everybody.